Hey everyone, and welcome back to another pep talk. And of course, always with me, I got Tom and Nico. Fellas, how are you?
Very good. How's it going,
I'm
Jeff?
doing great. How are you, Jeff?
Doing pretty good. The weather's not too bad over here today. So today we have a topic. Tom had a little bit of experience with it whenever he took his niece to go move into college. So the topic today is college turnover. Um, yeah. So Tom, tell us a little bit about what you experienced.
A huge missed opportunity. So my niece Jaden is starting her sophomore year at University of Central Florida in Orlando. It's about a 2-hour drive from here. So 2 weekends ago, I went over there on Thursday, loaded up the Yukon with as much of her stuff as possible. And then the three of us drove each's car full of all of her stuff and helped her move in. So she was moving in with three other girls. And what the apartment complex does, and I think they do this across the country, is they just drop two or three massive, like 40-foot containers that go right to the landfill. So as everybody's unpacking their TVs or building IKEA furniture or whatever trash is used in moving out and moving in is just dumped into these huge containers. Once move out and move in or changeover weekend is done, then they pick them up and they dump all of that stuff into the landfill. And of course, that broke my heart because what you could see in there was just a massive amount of missed opportunity for recycled materials.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's like food scraps and like styrofoam and stuff like that that you can't do much with, but tons of corrugate, tons of bottles, and like just all types of different stuff. So it's just like, man, is this happening everywhere? And how can we do better? So just wanted to kind of get your thoughts on it and see what we could do there.
Yeah, and so considering that there's almost 6,000 colleges and how much the US throws away is almost over what is it 290 million tons is insane to me. So kind of what you're looking at and what you're witnessing is like you said in the beginning of it, it was a huge missed mark here, you know. So I think that's crazy, and 60,000 football fields is filled to the brim is what it can pretty much reach, which is insane. So just
And
food for thought.
something additional. The U.S. is a culture of the U.S. culture is to buy more than they need normally. And in general terms, that means that we're going to throw so much garbage, and some things could be recyclable, some things can be reusable. But we're used to have things that we just dispose in and we don't take a second look. I think we talked in another podcast or pep talk about using reused items. Like there's a lot of things that if you change your mindset, you can avoid doing so much waste, which is one of the things that we're trying to educate and point it out in this podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
agreed.
You know, and it's interesting because we always talk about it's the responsibility of the brands to give us the opportunity to recycle. Then it's up to us as a consumer to do our part. Now, the real reality is, I'm not expecting a bunch of 8 and 22-year-old kids on move in and move out day to take like their entire front yard worth of stuff and sort through it and then classify it and fill up their recycle bins and stuff like that. But I think the opportunity there is a program at the university level or at the apartment complex level, certainly the university for the dorms, to provide not just a landfill container, but multiple different containers, right? And then they could have an outreach program where some of the students at the school could volunteer for this. And basically the kids doing move in and move out can just dump their stuff in front. And then there's a team of 4 or 5 volunteers or what have you that are going then through like the big bulk and then sorting it into the different containers that are there, or like states like Colorado or California or Oregon that have ERP taxes that they're implementing. I think a lot of states are going to do this. Those ERP dollars that they're collecting from the brands could be used to create a program for these particular schools to do better about it. But ultimately, it could come from just, I mean, you have a student body of able kids. You could pay them or like however you wanted to do it. But I think there's a better way to do that. And to your point, Jeff, there's 6,000 colleges, right? But there's a move in and move out day at the end of every semester. So, you know, at the start of spring, winter break, and then the beginning of summer break, the end of summer break, and then you have those little summer sessions in between. I mean, there's a lot of move in and move out. So each college has 6,000. Maybe there's, an average of 12 apartment complexes servicing all those. So 6,000 times 12 times 4 or 5 times a year. I mean, this is a meaningful amount of waste that we could eliminate going into landfills that would be repurposed into recycling. Or if there's a compostable things that are there, then we'd have a composting area as well. Just a huge opportunity. So, me not being a UCF Knight, but I am a University of Florida Gator. I'd like to call out the University of Florida, see if we can maybe work together to create a pilot program for this and see how it works. Let's see, Nico, you sent me some of these people. Matthew Williams is the director of the U.S. Office of Sustainability at University of Florida. Kaylee August is a sustainability program coordinator. I mean, those are people I'd like to talk to. John Lawson is sustainability analyst, and Maddie Kowalewski is sustainability manager for Florida Fresh Dining. I'd like to talk to her about the sustainable packaging and what they're doing with their food for sure. But calling those people out, I'm definitely going to tag them when I'm in LinkedIn and on X if they have X handles, and maybe try to get something together.
For example, when I was looking up into University of Florida and I found those names, I was looking how on paper or how on the websites everything looks good. Like the program is set up, they put all the logistic, all the information, but the implementation is quite different. And as you mentioned, I think they need more incentives, more volunteers, or pay students to do it. Maybe they can give extra credits for that.
Great
references
point.
for entrepreneurships or whatever. But it is crazy that in reality, they're expecting young people to behave like they already grown up. And in most cases, all this student in college came from their house, and I'm a father as well. And I know sometimes I could be very helicopter father, or my wife as a mother, and we are continually picking up the things that our kids drop out. And education starts at home. So in paper, everything looks good when they are at college, but don't expect them to do it, because we need help from the parents to start educating them, and especially to not leave things for last. I can almost say for sure that most students always tend to leave everything but the end. Let's say prepare for an exam. Everything is at the end. Normally that's jokes that on Sunday night you need to do the entire thing that that you had the entire weekend to do it, and they didn't do it. So giving 2 days to students to take out all the trash is not so good. They have a very short time of period, and that's why on paper is working, but not on the practical. So I guess maybe extend that program and give some different incentives, like they space out that initiatives. Let's say this week we're going to collect plastic. This week we're going to collect electronics or something like that, so they can start preparing. And they need to provide the students like an incentive. It sounds like like doctorates, but yeah, like hey, for those who achieve this, they will get these extra credits for whatever, and people will do it because they see the benefit. But if we continue like the way he's doing it, we're going to continue having a lot of waste that is unmanageable.
Yeah. It starts from the ground level, and kind of like what Tom and then kind of trickled into you, Nico, is realistically, how are we going to get all of these college kids that are excited whenever they first move into their dorms? How are they really going to think about recycling stuff? They're excited. They're ready to be there. They're ready to be in college. Could be their first time, second year, third year, fourth year. And realistically, we're not really asking for perfection. We're just asking for the conscious side of things. And so how do we get that? And I really liked how, Nico, you were saying, there's an incentive, there's some extra credit. I mean, in my opinion, if I had some extra credit just to learn more about recycling and kind of take that next step, that would be something I would be very interested in. And that's just coming from me. I might be a little biased, but again, that might be super helpful. So great points there.
It's a win-win situation. They have the incentive to have something in return. And I like to use metaphors all the time. So I see college students like horses. Like if you ever have done horseback riding, you know that the horse, as soon as he get out of the stable, is running like crazy. And the second time when he's running like crazy is when he's returning. So let's say move in and move out, that's how college people behave. Like we just start, we want to go. It's the same thing. So you need to pace down. And I remember learning how to horseback riding. They told us you always need to return to the stable really slow. Otherwise, the horse will get used to that rush, and you need to set the pace. Same as when you're going. Otherwise, the horse is going to get crazy. So our crazy college students need some extra guidance if we expect them to do more, and we can help them with incentives, with giving more spaces, and hopefully with initiatives of universities or municipalities.
Yeah. Good call.
Great analogy, by the way.
Yeah, that should hit home for SMU, the Mustangs, right?
Yeah, right.
But yeah, that's a good point. And like, I mean, geez, when we were kids, when we were helping each other move, it was like, hey, help me move all this furniture up and I'll buy you a case of beer, which was like the greatest thing ever in college, right? When you're broke. But food credits, like, hey, here's, a $20 Chick-fil-A card for working for a couple hours a day. I mean, there's multiple different ways.
It could be a sponsorship, as you mentioned. Maybe Chick-fil-A will say, hey, I will give this grade for those. And that's brand recognition.
Yeah.
Food for students.
Pizza Hut should bring back the personal pan pizza, like the book club, the reading club. That would be amazing. Anyway, what were you going to say, Jeff?
No, I was just saying, like, it's like this incentive side of things. Again, it's like maybe there's a way to track and kind of have it like make it competitive. I mean, there's tons of college kids that are competitive, right? I mean, there's kids that show up to get the best grade in the class. There's kids that show up just for sports. There's always somewhere there's that competitive nature. So how can we really just make it competitive, make it fun, make it interesting, engage, take 5-10 minutes out of your time, just teach about it, not just a sign on the wall that no one pays attention to. There's just little things like that can go a long way. I mean, for me, for an example, competitiveness is how you'd win me over. So, but what were you gonna say, Nico? Sorry.
No. It makes total sense. Like a fraternity competition. Like when you put competition, you put things into action, and people likes to win. So they're going to behave, and ideally, everyone can get some level of award that sums to the effort. So the idea is everyone who's willing to do something more, maybe he cannot get all the extra credits or all the extra coupons for any brand or whatever, but anyone who gets involved, by being involved, they will get any return benefits. And at the end, everyone will benefit because there will be so less trash and a lot of things that could be recycled or reused.
Yeah. Well, we're getting pretty close to that 15 mark. Let's. Do you guys have any last words or any type of like a closing statement for anybody, especially if a college kid is out there listening?
Like I said, those people that I called out, Matthew, Kaylee, John, and Maddie, you're going to be tagged on this one. So hopefully we could get together. Also, I'm going to tag our governor, Ron DeSantis, and then my congressional representative in Sarasota, Vern Buchanan, see if we could get something done. But I do like the idea of like Chick-fil-A or Wawa or somebody like that can help us with that has huge sustainability goals. Again, it helps them with brand recognition. Shoot, we should do it too. Like Freedom Packaging sponsored something or other. Happy to do that. It would be a great thing. So hopefully we can start measuring what the recycle bin and the composting bin weigh at the end of these things. And then you could say, it's like, okay, at this apartment complex on move in, move out day, we ended up getting, 1,200 pounds worth of recycling that we saved from going into the landfill or something like that. And again, you multiply that by the number of apartments, by the number of colleges, by the number of move in and move out days. We could really make a substantial difference for the planet in a positive way if something was implemented.
Absolutely. Well, I really like that. And guys, thank you again for being on this podcast. It's always fun being on here with you guys, talking to ourselves like always. And anyways, and everyone that's listening, just be that roommate, help somebody, be that person that helps guide them. And again, we appreciate you guys listening. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Like and subscribe. Bye.